Assalamu alaikum. So, one of the issues that Muslims with ADHD face is concentration in prayer. And this is usually tied to the concept of khushu'a. And that's because of a verse that says, الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ, which means those who have khushu'a in their prayer. To have khushu'a is sometimes translated as to be humble in their prayers. And often when that's explained how to achieve this, it's said that you concentrate on the words that you're saying and the actions that you're performing. However, I think that this way of explaining and thinking about khushu'a is harmful for people who have ADHD. So I'm going to offer you an alternative definition of khushu'a from the Qur'an. Chapter 41, verse 39 of the Qur'an, I think, can inspire us to have a different definition of khushu'a. He says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنَّكَ تَرَى الْأَرْضَ خَاشِعَةً, which translated means, and from his signs is that you see the earth khashi'ah. The word khashi'ah here is the same word, or from the same root word as the word khushu'a. So from his signs is that you see the earth having khushu'a. Now, does that mean the earth is concentrating on something? If we keep reading, it says, فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءَ اهْتَزَّتْ وَرَبَتْ. So when the water descends upon it, it stirs to life and grows. So the earth has khushu'a, and then the water is sent down upon it, and it stirs to life and it grows. So khushu'a is the state before growth. In order for the water to cause growth in the earth, it has to have all the constituents of growth. In other words, the nutrients, seeds, or any other components that is necessary for the earth to produce growth has to be present in the earth, so that when the water descends upon it, it will produce growth. And perhaps this is what the state of khushu'a means. It means that you are receptive and open and accepting of the signals that Allah is sending to you. So perhaps khushu'a in salah for someone with ADHD, or any of us for that matter, is not so much about forcing yourself to concentrate, but about allowing your mind to explore. The really counterintuitive thing is that anytime you try to force yourself to not think about something, usually you're going to think about it. So for example, try to not think about a pink elephant. Go ahead, I'll wait. What'd you just think of? So perhaps khushu'a is more about becoming like an antenna and being receptive to the signals that Allah is sending you, and being receptive and gently accepting the contents of your own mind. Just as the water descends upon the earth, these signals descend upon us in the time of salah, and perhaps these are ways that we grow. And so this becomes very similar to the advice that's given for meditation, where they tell you to pay attention to your breathing. Just focus on the feeling of your breath inhaling and exhaling, and don't try to stop any thoughts. Rather, if you have a thought, just very gently notice it, tell yourself, I just thought about this, and then return your attention back to your breath. So this explanation I'm giving of khushu'a is very similar to that idea. In addition, one of the ways to think about khushu'a is that it means lowering. So there's a verse that says, وَخَشَعَتِ الْأَصْوَاتُ لِلرَّحْمَنِ فَلَا تَسْمَعُ إِلَّا هَمْسًا. The voices will have khushu'a for Ar-Rahman, so you won't hear anything but a whisper. So the voices will lower themselves. So perhaps khushu'a isn't about, again, forcing yourself to concentrate, but rather lowering your defenses to allow the signals to come in. And I know this doesn't solve all our problems, but I wanted to make a beginning step in trying to offer some solutions for those of us that have neurodivergent issues. Because I think one of the problems with addressing this is that we're thinking too in the box, and then we're trying to apply what works for other people to people who might have neurodivergent issues. When instead what I think is we need creative solutions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.